Hello guys, I'm Manmohan Rathi and in this tutorial we'll learn how to do server and client software programming in computer networks. So using Python. So you can do this. You can run this. You can run this program in the normal Python ideally in Windows or any other Python ideally that you like. So I'm using Genie here. So let's start. For this you need only one library called socket, and it is mostly pre-installed with Python, but if it is not, you can just install it. So okay, let's start with the client server side of code first. So first we need to import the socket library. So for that we need to type socket import socket. Okay, so let's first save this code. Okay, so yeah, let's name it server.py. So okay. Okay, so now we need to we have imported the library, so now we need to create an instance of that library. For that we need to type s is just a variable name. You can use whatever you want in place of s, and then let's type socket dot socket, and inside brackets we need to type socket dot af underscore inet. So what is this? So af inet is basically, there is an underscore here if you can't see. Okay, so af inet is basically the network family. This is a default one, and for this tutorial we'll be using this. So it basically supports the it is the default one, and it supports IPv4 kind of IP addresses. So we don't need to change anything there, just keep it as it is. Then next we need to type socket dot sock stream. Okay, again this is the default one, no need to change do any changes here, and 0. Yeah, so the next is s dot bind, then double braces, then inside double quote we'll need to type local IP address 0 point. Okay, then after a comma we type 5000. So what this does is basically it is this is our initialization of like the socket library. So this what this line does is that it binds the socket to this IP address and this port. This is a port number. Okay, so yeah, so the next line is we need to add is s dot listen. This line comes on only on the server side, because the server is the one that listens, and the client joins the server. So the server only the server will have this listen line. Okay, so it basically listens to for clients requesting to connect, and this is an optional line, and I am typing 5 here. That 5 basically means that it can take 5 clients maximum, and if there are more requests than 5 from more than 5 clients, then it will reject the access request. Okay, so now we'll need to add connect addr space equals to s dot accept. So what this does is con and con and addr are just variable names. You can again use anything you want. S dot accept does is that it basically accepts the client request, and then passes on the client address and the connection here. Okay, so this conn is important, as we will be using that to send messages and receive messages from clients. So yeah, so let's write a loop now, as we need the code to keep running, and for the communication to not end just after sending one message. We will be writing the code inside a while loop. We'll set it to true, and then the message that is just a variable name. You can use anything you want. So yeah, we'll take the user input. So let's type here, enter the question. Okay, then we'll just add a slash n here. so that it it continues from next line after that sentence. And then we need to convert the message to byte. Okay, so why is that? Because we will be transferring bytes over the network. We cannot transfer strings, so we need to transfer the string to byte first and then send the message to further. Okay, so for that, to convert a string to byte, the function is byte, and in the bracket we need to give the variable or the string that we need to pass, and the conversion code, which is UTF-8. Okay, now next, now we can send the message. So we have to use con, which is the variable which we have declared up there, here or here. Okay, there, so we'll have to use con dot send, and in bracket we'll send the message, byte message, the message converted to bytes. Okay, so we also need to print the reply. So for that we'll type print con dot receive, recv, and inside the receive we need to type how many bytes we are going to receive. So uh, I'll type here 1024, and after that just a slash n, so that it then continues from the next line. Okay, so this is basically the code of the server side. Now let's go on to the client side code. Okay, so let's create a new file, let's save it. Let's give it a name, client dot py. Great. Now again we'll need to import the socket library first. After that we'll need to initialize the socket dot socket. This line will be the same, we can also copy it from here. Motion. Then again we need to connect 127.0.0.1. We are using this IP address because we are connecting and communicating locally. So if you have worked in web application, then you will know that 127.0.0.1 IP address is a local IP address. Everything that we have to run on local host runs on that IP. So now again we'll go into while loop, while true, and so the first we'll get the message from the server. So first we'll need to print what the server sends us. So for that we'll need to print s dot receive and 1024. Yeah, great. Now we have to send the reply back. So again the same process that we did in the server. Take the input from the user, and then let's type here, enter the reply. Let's go on the next line. Then we have to again convert the string to byte to be able to send it over the network. Byte. In bracket we'll need to give the string again and the encoding type, that is UTF-8. Now let's send the message, s.send message byte. The send function sends the message to the server or the client. Let's go on to the next line. Okay, so that is the client side of code. It is a very simple code. Okay, now let's just check this once again. Yeah, seems fine. Now we need to run, so we need to run both the codes together. So we'll need two windows, two different windows here. Okay, so let's go to desktop first. Okay, let's see. So first we'll need, we can't run the client first or it will give an error, because you need a server so that in order to for the client to be able to run. So yeah, so let's first run the client python 3 You can run this in your Python, normal Python ideally also. You don't need a Linux or terminal for this. It is okay to run anywhere you want it. It will run just fine. So Python 3 space file name was server.py. Okay, so it is running. It won't show anything until it is connected to at least one client. So let's run the client Python 3 client.py. Okay, so as you can see here, it is showing the question. It is showing the statement to enter the question. So let's type anything. Okay, so let's type, hey client, what is going on? Okay, so yeah, so as you can see, the client has received the message. Yeah, so okay, that's a spelling mistake, no issue. So let's enter the reply. Okay, let's enter anything. Nothing much. Okay, so there we go. Okay, this I guess I have put the wrong slash here. Okay, let's fix the two small errors and run this again. No issue at all. Those are not really problems, but let's do it properly. This slash should be this way. Okay, and let's do this reply screen. Okay, great. Now let's do this again. Terminal. Server.py. What happened here? Okay, it is not. Just to give it a second, it will run. Okay, so there we go, the server is running. Let's run the client. Okay, then let's enter a sentence again, anything. Hello there. Let's reply, hey. So as you can see, you can communicate, and the messages are successfully going through between the server and the client, and that was what the main aim of this practical was. So let's send a couple of more sentences. Did you complete the task? Yes, I did. So it is happening successfully, and that means that we have ran this code properly, and it is done. And also we are doing this locally, so that is why this code is very basic. So if you want to do it across the internet, across the internet, then you will need to explore more into this server socket library, and then learn and try it out. So yeah, this was it for this experiment. I hope you understood it. Thank you.